Good news for the private security world, and if you are a security officer, here's a story that you'll want to bookmark. It turns out it does matter how law enforcement treats security companies and their officers. This good news is brought to you by the Security Officer Network. If you are planning to become a security professional, then your Security Officer Network membership is an absolute must. Get your network ID card today and start building your professional security officer portfolio right away. Network members might remember how, a few months back, we highlighted the work of Portland's innovative Echelon Security Agency. This startup, just launched in 2019, has been deploying an innovative private security offering and has been showing how a small agency can out-innovate the big Orwellian security companies and truly solve the real problems facing their communities. Here's the problem. Smaller companies don't always have the clout or the high-powered attorneys to defend themselves against ideologically driven law enforcement politicians. These politicians probably won't pick on the big security companies who can afford expensive attorneys, but they may try to demonize the new startup or smaller companies so that they can pander to their ideological supporters, even when it means violating the constitutional rights of the officers working in those agencies. Such appeared to be the case back in 2021, when Multnomah County District Attorney Mike Schmidt reportedly declared that he would no longer prosecute those arrested if the arrest primarily hinged on the testimony of Echelon security officers. This was a problem. It might have been popular with those who like to demonize solution providers, especially security companies. But Schmidt's action likely wasn't constitutional. It sent a chilling message to business owners. Hire this security company at your own risk because the government won't respect their officers' testimony. By not prosecuting those arrested, simply because the DA discriminated against an entire group of security officers based on their employer, Schmidt was breaking his commitment to administer justice equally. He was discriminating against the security officer's right on behalf of a client to execute a citizen's arrest. He was also discriminating against a private company. Just imagine how much business this could have cost that security company. Would you hire a security company if you knew that the DA wouldn't press charges on the criminals that were arrested by your security team? Probably not. And it wasn't as if this was just a low-grade secret. Schmidt's decision was highlighted in a news stories by Oregon Public Broadcasting. That news story tended to demonize Echelon's work. But now, months later, everything is working out. Apparently, this type of discrimination didn't prove popular in Portland, where voters turned out and voted Schmidt out of office after just one term.
Even with an unprecedented surge of last-minute ballots coming in over the last 24 hours, it's still not enough for Schmidt to make up a roughly 12,000 vote deficit.
While Schmidt is gone, Echelon appears to be thriving. The word has gotten out. An entire association of Portland businesses now appears to be collaborating on hiring Echelon. In fact, check out this Reddit post.
I'm looking for buildings that employ this exact security service. Do you know of one? Our current place, 2BR, 3K rent, can't keep up with all of the theft, homeless sneaking in, rent dealers hanging around, and we need to move. We want a place that uses Echelon. I know Carson, Saltwood do. Any others?
This should stand as an example to law enforcement politicians everywhere. Ignore the ideologues, do your constitutional duty, and administer justice fairly and uniformly. And especially in crime-ridden cities, understand that people will turn to innovative security providers to solve the public safety nightmare. Those who fail to understand this might just end up in the same predicament as Schmidt, unelected. If you are serious about being part of the new private security effort to step up and provide solutions to the public safety crisis in America, get your official network ID, build your portfolio, and more at the Security Officer Network. It's the professional security officer's status symbol of choice. Until next time, stay safe.